Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello. Before we begin, I would like to give a huge shout out to my active Patreon members. A big thank you to Cactus Jack, Nyaki, Stephen Rue, Strifes, Albedo Jen, Kalira Star, Jane the Zinni, Ironia, Ciara Gillen, Lexandor Devunt, Azalea, Battlebugs, Noduntur, Envious Nova, Indigoblin, Rachel C., Makoto, Spam Juniper Turn, Aelin, Lavish Hair, Azura Akamur, Nobody at All, Agatha, Ragecat 888, Amy Wires, The Octahat, Evelyn, Puppy, Rosebud, Fish Salad, Sarha Smith, Valkyr Tenno, Galahad, Salgor Agaris, Marisa Kersitasame, Benifer the Potato, Genetic Zero, ZT Mackin, Queen of all Dread Boys, Void Dweller, Teethfear 5, Elster Shiny Things, Jessica, Amy Olgers, Lost in Wonderland, Chloe, Mira the Space Witch, Ellipses, CM Fireflies, Some Guy, Ghost 48, Joanna, Indigo, Aelin, Kai, TGSTGA, Eden, Mick Shepherd, Captain Aardvark 986, Lily Adams, Hazel, Alice, Colic 92, DFA Plays, Emma Bedlam, also known as Robot Waifu, and Bloodmoth. Thank you so very much for all of your support. It truly means the universe to me. If you too wish to become an active patron member, please click the link in the description down below to visit my Patreon page. And with that out of the way, hello, hi, and hello, and welcome to the stream once again. I managed to do 2 for 2. 1 stream, then 2 streams the day after. Finally getting back into the swing of what my job really is. Hello, and welcome. Maya, Bai, a human, Ray, demon. Hello, and hello, Ray. Hi. Also, you might have noticed that I killed the music, and it's mostly just because I want to be doing a little bit more singing. Just some sea shanties. Just for fun. Yep, karaoke hours. Maya says, I think I need to go take a headache medicine so I can actually stay this time around. Demon says I should change my YouTube name. Do what feels comfortable to you. As for Maya, yeah, I really hope that headache clears up soon. Headaches are never fun. Corvus, welcome. Hello, I've been trapped in Agile because the skip ad button wasn't working, but I'm here. Hi. Hi. Hello. Come all ye young sailors, now listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish in the sea. And it's windy weather, girls, stormy weather, girls. When the wind blows, we're all together, girls. Blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester girl, steady she goes, and up jumps the eel with his slippery tail, climbs up aloft and reaps the topsail, and it's windy weather, girls, stormy weather, girls, when the wind blows, we're all together, girls, blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester girl, steady she goes, and up jumps the shark with his 9 rows of teeth, saying, you eat the dough, girls, and I'll eat the beef. And it's windy weather, girls, stormy weather, girls, when the wind blows, we're all together, girls, blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester girl, steady she goes. Then up jumps the whale, the largest of all. If you want any wind, well, I'll blow ye's a squall. And it's windy weather, girls, stormy weather, girls, when the wind blows, we're all together, girls, blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester girl, steady she goes. That was fun. Always good to belt out a sea shanty every now and then. Thank you so very much, Ray. Corvus says to Ray, I'm also drawing. Or rather, sitting in front of my drawings and pretending I'm gonna ever finish them, but those are discernible from one another to me. Oh, sorry, indiscernible. I'm sorry. Maya says it was quite nice. Demon Mystery says, I don't know, but I got a meme stuck in my head. I've been there. I've had memes stuck in my head before. Sometimes I say them. Hello, Kendrick. Hi. Welcome. Ray says, lol, Clovis, I hear ya. Me battling my executive dysfunction to draw all day. This isn't even for my project. I'm just doing character design for a random OC I made in Baikuru. I see. I see. Been there. I've done much the same. Welcome, Emma. Hi. Sorry I'm late. Finally got my phone to let me delete pictures, so I went on a spree freeing up space. Excellent. Demon says, you can draw your OC's minor. Stuck in my head. Much the same happens with me, but most of the time they find their way into these videos that I write. Ray says, like opening a doc and telling yourself you're gonna write, and then the doc just stays blank. We do love free space here. I could tell you that I've been writing a fiction for a long time at this point. I could tell you the exact word count I've got on it right now. So, counting like the beginning of chapters and the very title of the story, I've written about 18,580 words in this story, just so far. And it's taken me several months to do this, but I think that it's been absolutely fantastic getting this story done. My SSI had Unreal Engine open for 2 hours with 0 changes and a manga on my phone. Do you ever think that it's like that in AAA studios all the time? Like most of the time? People at their desks looking at manga? I would wager that that's at least someone in a company. Oh, excuse me. Ray says I haven't touched my long fic in ages. College has taken hold of the creative brain cells, and I shan't let them stray from me lest I not graduate. Emma says, excited to read it over again when this chapter's finished. I am looking forward to the chapter being done as well. I have been keeping it pretty, I've been keeping it pretty long. Welcome, Sage. Welcome, welcome. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. It's so very good to see you. Ray says, I gotta start deleting pictures on my phone. I need the storage space, too. Sage says, only 10 minutes late. The stream only started about 12 minutes ago. Emma says, wait, no, phone, no. What do you mean, storage full? Hate it when my phone does that. Right, so the chapters of each chapter of the story so far has just been getting slightly longer and longer and longer. The first few chapters that I've writ of this fiction basically started out around 3,000 words long. Chapter 4 was about 7,000 words long. If I keep going at the level of verbosity that I'm doing with this fiction, it will be about 10,000 words per chapter. That's if I keep up this rate of increasing the word count. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why the chapters take so long. I write too many words. Emma says, sadly I have to delete photos. I already deleted all the apps. Dang, we need to get you some better storage, dear. How many chapters are you expecting to make? 11, maybe 12 if things go wrong. Hopefully the fiction will cap out at around 90,000 words maximum. I hope. I think. Maya says most of my space is being used up on having all of Foxo's audios. Have you been downloading my audios? What? Ray says, oh honey, 120,000 words max if it's 10k per chapter. Don't burn yourself out. Well, like I said, the first few chapters were about 3,000 words long each. So, you know, chapters 1, 2, and 3, that's like 3,000 each. So that's 3, 6, 9. And then chapter 4 was about 7,000 words, so... Winter says, as one does. Ray says, don't burn yourself out. I've already been burnt out for a fair bit. This is me being burnt out and also wanting to write scripts and record and... basically forced to just write. Ray says, right. Still, 90,000 is a lot. It is a lot of words. It is a lot of words, but then again, a lot happens in the story. I hope to prove to myself that I can get her finished by year's end. But... realistically, I know that the story probably won't be finished until next year. Maya says, anyways, I think I should leave early again. I haven't been feeling good recently. Have a nice stream. Oh, stay safe. Stars. Just feeling mildly headachy. I might go biking after the stream's done. Sage says, I'm so glad to catch the stream. I've been really down all evening. I'm at an awkward stage of my transition. I'm trying my best, but I haven't officially started HRT. I get weird looks as it is already. I'm so sorry, Sage. It does get better. And I hope that you get on HRT soon. And if you don't, let me know. So I can go and nom on the people who are denying you your life-saving medication. And I'll just walk up and bite their wrist. Nom nom nom. Sharp fangs. Sage says, 2 girls in front of me in the queue very visibly took a picture behind them of me, and I know it's because of hair loss. I can't help it. Well, like... You know, that's actually very, very mean of someone to do. To just take a picture of someone without their consent. That's such a mean thing to do, and might actually be illegal in some cases. Ray says, though I fear I might be a bit hypocritical, 17 chapters on my thing and it's at 78,800. Congratulations. Bite their ankles. Oh, I'm not gonna be an ankle biter. Too tall to be an ankle biter. Emma says, yeah, I've had my picture taken by strangers before, too. Jeez, what the heck? Welcome, Mary. Ray says, oh, we need to fight people that record and take pictures of people like that. I've been there, and it's cruel as hell. Gordifus says, yeah, it feels like it ought to be illegal. I've not had it happen myself, but it seems horrible. A human says, I also volunteer for ankle biting. To have your ankles being bitten, or to bite other people's ankles? Demon says, people tried with me, I just give them the stare. A human says, I'm going to bite other people's ankles. We bite ankles here. Emma says, got stalked in a Target while shopping, complained to cashier, was told they couldn't do anything. Then while walking to the car, a Jeep pulled up beside me and snapped a pic with the flash on. What the fuck? That's horrible. I'm sorry. Sage said it felt so alienating and invalidating. I get so many looks because of presumably looking like an ugly balding man to them, or who knows what. I'm so sorry, Sage. Emma says, oh, and I know it's about me being trans because while they were still in the store, they tried to get multiple staff members to throw me out for shopping in the women's clothes section. Jeez. Feeling a little bit angry. That's... woof. And you know it was intentional, too. That it was an earshot. They want you to know that they devalue you as a person. How is it that humans can sometimes be just so horrible? It's irritating is what it is. Hugs for everyone who wants them. Hug, hug. Also, what did you think of the latest video that I uploaded? I hope that it was good. Demon says, I just mimic my dad's voice that scares them away. Emma says, and also hugs everybody else if they want, yes. Ray says, it's easy to be horrible when you refuse to see someone as the person they are, unfortunately. Thank you, Demon. Ray says, ooh, I loved the latest vid. The Yandere General series is shaping up to be one of my favorites. Sag, though? Spire says, the video is awesome, though I fell asleep very quickly, so I'll have to re-listen to it for the lore. You listen once for the relaxation and the tingles, you listen again for the lore. That's how I get you watching it multiple times. I get you with that lore. Oof. The lore is the best part. Mary says, I caught the lore of the doll that came to life the first time I watched that video. You were very clear with that. Gordva says, it's true though, that is exactly the experience of listening to your audios. I should probably do lore videos, shouldn't I? Would you think that that's something that you would like me to do, is lore videos? Lore videos on all the different sorts of videos that I've done? Ray says, I don't know anything about lore, but I'm more than happy to stay on the ride and see where it goes. Could talk about the lore of Arbor, could talk about the lore of all of the different parallel Earths, from the perspective of a mysterious traveler to all of these realms, who goes, who documents, who sees what's what. Engineer? Yeah, I'm engineering my fluffin' limit! Welcome, Director. Just got here. What's that about parallel Earths? Oh, basically talking about an idea of me basically just writing lore videos about the worlds that I've written. Hylium lore would be awesome. Well, with your permission, I could probably write something up right about now and see what I can get up to. Nothing too big, just writing something to... yeah, something for an idea. Lore. We call that data. We call that lore. Data lore. I think that was an episode of Star Trek, though. Ray says, let her cook! What's being cooked? Welcome, Dr. Brains. Mostly just lore. Mary says, yeah, it was when Data's brother Lore was introduced. Lore. Lore is being cooked. Demon says lore is fun to write and read/hear. The lore is being simmered, steeped in sage and parsley. Director says, is the lore soup? Are we making a delicious soup? Demon says, I eat that. Ray says, oh my god, I had to reload my stream. That was spooky. My internet bugging out. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, it has happened to, like, buffer every now and then, but that's generally just a consequence of the internet that I'm dealing with, that I'm living with. Ray says, like, I got stuck on you saying lore, but in a super robotic voice that kept stuttering like in those analog horrors. You're all good, no worries. Oh, that must have been scary. Going lore. Brr. It was, I was like, huh? Demon's like, loading. Cloud says, Ray says, oh my gosh, I didn't know that was real. Ray says it was real spooky when it happened, but kinda hilarious looking back. Like when a disc gets stuck when playing a movie. Or a video game. Can you remember playing a video game, fighting an incredibly hard boss, and then it freezing or something? Or crashing? And then you're just sort of sitting there going, that's bullshit. Director replies to Ray saying, you ever had one of those in-car DVD players? The ones that you have to strap to the headrest of the seat in front of you, I mean? Huh. Hello, C. Welcome. Gorva says, oh gosh, Rain World does that all the time on the Switch, especially in the Watcher DLC, where you get to a shelter and it crashes while saving so you have to redo the entire cycle. Oh gosh. Ray says, Director, I don't think I have? I vaguely remember one of my relatives having a small TV near the top of their seats. I used to play on an old TV back in the old days. The old days that I consider to be like 2008 or so. It's hard to believe that it's almost been like a full 20 years since 2008. That it's been 20 years since 2006 is horrible. It's horrible to think about. CRT TVs, they're still fire. Ray says, no, don't say that! Stop! Dr. Brain says, don't remind me. Sage says, no! Director says, oh no, am I an old head now? I used to one of those every time my parents took me on a road trip in the early 2000s, which was 20-ish years ago. Oh god, oh no. Ray says, time is not real! Sage says psychic damage. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Ray says, wait, memory unlocked. Imagine a kid born in 2005, they're 21. Oh, stars. Considering I was born in the year 2000, and I am going to be 26 in less than a month. Welcome, Cosmochim. Director says to Chloe, don't do that to me. Hi. Chloe replies to Cosmochim and says, yep, CRTs are fire. I got a 27-inch Trinitron and a CRT monitor in my room, lol. Chloe says at director, it's me. I'm 2005 kid. Feel old now. Ray says, I think I watched Open Season, the Bear and the Deer animated movie, on someone's TV in their car while we were on a road trip. It was on the same area where you could turn car lights on. Cosmo says, I tell my friends all the time her opinion is invalid because she wasn't even alive yet when Halo 3 came out. Oh, stars, no. Mindfire says, seeing how people are reacting, I'm glad I'm somehow immune to the age shock thing. But then again, I'm 26, so it hasn't been particularly relevant for me. Popcorn, get your popcorn. I partially remember the 2008 financial crisis. Modus operandi. Or MO. Oh shoot, I just had a horrible idea that I'm going to include in this lore some slightly disturbing facts that might explain a few things. Director replies to Emma, "Oh, that's a terrible pun. Do it." M-E-M-E. Do it. Mary says, Advent One Winged Angel starts playing. It's me, M-E-M-E. There once was a ship that put I actually don't like that particular shanty, so I don't sing it that often, if at all. I just figured, well, I'll turn me bashing my chair's arm to the tune of it. Or to the rhythm of it. Ray says, the way I thought you were bouncing like a pogo stick. Bam, 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 bam. Chloe says to Cosmochim, it's not that hard. It's really, really fun. All you need is some friends and a lot of spare time and a $100 controller from 2008. Demon says, what would you do with the pet early in the morning? Early in the morning? Pet her on the head until she blushes, pet her on the head until she blushes, pet her on the head until she blushes, early in the morning. Hello, Spiced Cola. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Interesting. Just had a quick pop over to Spiced Cola's channel, just looking it over. Hi, and welcome. Emma, like sleeping in the cold below. Sleeping in the cold below. We're going where the winds don't blow. Spice Cola says, how are y'all doing? Really enjoyed the latest audio, by the way. I'm glad that you did. Thank you. Demon says, who here wants cuddles? Boys want cuddles also. Also. Before I continue writing some more lore, I think that there's something that you should know. Other than the fact that I really like writing lore for you. Hey, come closer. That's it. A little bit closer. Just about, yeah. You looking into my eyes? See a little bit of the tail swishing in the back? But you're looking into the eyes? Good girl. Good girl. Now, did you drink water today? Did you have any good, delicious foods? Did you? Well, you should probably get on doing that, demon. Good girl. I think I'll back up now. Always takes a little bit of effort for me to back up a little bit. Oh, I think this is rather nice. Or I could... yeah, something like that. What do you think of that? Having the entirety of the dress on display. Sage has some smiling blushes. Oh my gosh. Like, oh wow, you are so close right now. Hello, hi! I'm so happy to see you! Yuri says, I love immunity and the dress. I think if I do this, that changes something. My tail. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Director says I stole for a sec. Don't worry about it. Director, you know that you shouldn't steal my tail. Not without asking first. Or do I need to punish you, Director? Ray says, hello, tail swishing. What sorcery is this? The fluffy kind, that's what. Also, my chair's been making a lot of squeaking sounds lately. We'll probably need to get that looked at. Ooh. Hi! I'm all the way over here now. It's almost like I'm standing in the clearing just in front of you and I'm just small. I think that's a bit better. Cosmochim says, "Oh my goodness, you have legs." Well, of course I've got legs. What did you think? I just floated as a torso? That sounds very funny for a prank, but I do need to walk about. Can she get hand side? Oi? She's so far away, perspective really is goofy, isn't it? Director says, "Look, it's not easy to get fox spirit tail hair, and I've been banging my head against a wall trying to find for some for an alchemy project for weeks. I am sorry, though." Well, next time you can ask, or you will never ever see another bit of tail fluff from me ever again. Okay, Director? Now what do we say? Well, you already said sorry. But say it again for the people in the back. You can't just go around taking people's tails. Gorvus says, "Also the garters. I like the garters. Need to get some IRL." Thank you, Director. Excellent. Now you know that if you want tail fluff again in the future, you ask. You don't just take, you ask. Otherwise I'm gonna be really, really sad. And you don't want to make me sad, do you? Sage says also definitely need to get cute garters. Once I actually have money lulls. Spice-Cola says, "I just realized your dress is like a playing card. That's so cool." Well, yeah, as a matter of fact. The A stands for ace, because technically I'm the ace. Technically. My character is very much inspired by the adventures of Alice in Wonderland. Phew. Oh, excuse me. Phew. Oh, sorry, I'm allergic to mentioning Wonderland. Oh, excuse me. Gorva says you inquire prior to, I don't have another word. Many thanks. Director says, "Ace of what, a card suit or just like generally? Or you could consider me a joker." But there's a reason that I kind of stray away from the joker motif. Because I don't exactly have green hair. And while I do agree we live in a society, I generally think that we should be making our society better instead of tearing it down completely. A Joker? Like from Persona? No, I mean like a Joker from Batman. Although that does remind me of the Joker from the Persona games. Ray says, "You look more like the Queen of Hearts to me, like a new queen overthrowing the old to create a better world." Well, that was a part of the idea. Although, do you want the lore to Wonderland? to the version of Wonderland that I hail from. Do you want the lore drop on the fox? Mary says, looks like your allergy to flamboyant swordsman is acting up again. Gilgamesh? Ugh. I hope Gilgamesh isn't around, but my allergies are acting up. Okay, so the general lore is that Wonderland is like a pocket dimension that is stacked right up against ours. As if, like, it was nestled there intentionally, which of course it is. Because I consider this version of Wonderland that I've, like, come up with to be a parasitic dimension. It feeds off of the lives of people in our world, and it also has a lot of potential energy itself. So it just drags in a bunch of creatures that it thinks it can repurpose for its own ends, and then, you know, it just consumes them. Consumes the people so that they live in that dimension. The Red Queen is buried in Wonderland. And it's not like she's a corpse. It's more so she's a fungus. She is a great crimson fungus that is buried through the entirety of Underland, mingling in with every plant system's roots. That's how she controls everything. That's how she knows where everything is. That's how she knows where I am, essentially. And my goal, essentially, in that version of Wonderland is to try to escape, and I take down the Queen and get reinstated as a different version of the Queen of Hearts. So I should probably have some outfits that have been, like, redesigned. You know, just as, like, it designs for, like, more royalty. But I consider the outfit that I've got on more my trickster outfit. Director says, ooh, love me a story where the land itself is hostile. Yes, but the Red Queen has grown weak. It's hostile, and nothing happens in Wonderland without her express permission. So my arrival, being the way that it was, falling into the rabbit hole on the behest of a yandere rabbit maid. Gee, there had to be a yandere somewhere. But yeah, the way that I arrived there, it, definitely would not have happened if the Red Queen were acting properly. She was nearing the end of her life cycle. Strong though she is, and long-lived though she is, she hadn't been getting enough humans to absorb. And so had been cannibalizing the citizens of Wonderland. Hence, parasitic. C says, have you made an actual story out of this? Because it sounds really interesting. I have written bits and pieces, but I should probably redo it, especially for the modern day. Would you like to see my adventures in Wonderland? And of course it was made with tall bunny ears, of course, in a maid outfit, because why not? And I'm a fox because what should follow rabbits but foxes? Raz here, as by, raz by. Director says, I mean, everything I write has a trans girl protagonist, so it's not like I can throw stones about having recurring story elements. Ray says, the trickster motif. Ties in well with being a kitsune. I'm not quite a kitsune, I'm just like a fox girl. Although, originally, when my character fell in Wonderland, she was just a normal human. So she thought. My character was actually a denizen of Wonderland that was essentially thrown over the barbed wire into our world when Wonderland nestled up against this dimension. So she grew up, I grew up thinking regular human. And then we were transported to Wonderland and we discovered the truth of what we were, being a fantastical creature. And that lore basically extends to a few other people that exist in our world as well. Originally, they were Wonderland denizens as well, and just believe themselves to be human now. You have carnivorous flowers, you've got beings made of gears, you've got a whole lot of liminal spaces. You've got a rotting Ferris wheel, and the smell of rot to signal trauma, and the impending arrival of the Red Queen. Random Thing says, so does that count as an isekai, or is that just getting un-isekai'd? When you think about it, Tidus from Final Fantasy X was isekai'd. Seriously. Imagine, he was just living in his city, doing his day-to-days, playing the sport that he loves, and then he gets fluffing knocked out of the sky by a monster, kidnapped by it, and taken to a magical world called Spira that is a little bit more miserable than the world that he came from because it's being tormented by an evil overlord. Does that sound familiar? Tidus was isekai'd. Emma says, I mean, isekai just means another world, so arguably, Project Hail Mary is an isekai? Oh, fluff, I love it as a concept. I love it as a concept. "2001: A Space Odyssey" is an isekai. Oh, stars, that just... it's right behind my eyes. Cyber Chase, that's an isekai. Random Thing says, I forgot I need to finish Project Hail Mary! Amaze. Corvus replies to Ray, I was gonna say no to all of this, but this is funny. I like the snow, actually. I love rot. I don't like rot. Neither me nor my VTuber counterpart like rot very much, which is very funny. Sage says, Final Fantasy X. I remember wanting to look like Lulu before I even knew what being trans meant. I wanted to look a little bit like Ash from Final Fantasy XII. And if you've seen Ash from Final Fantasy XII, give me a second. Huh, someone made a ZBrush character of Ash. That's grand, actually. For a second, I was worried that was AI. Here you are. This is Ash, Ashalia Benargan Dalmasca from Final Fantasy XII. This is what she looks like. And I wanted to look a lot like her when I was a kid. Yes, that is a pink miniskirt that she wears. It is wildly impractical for all of the traveling that you do in-game. And while her character seems a little bit, like, wavery in some places, I feel that that's, like, an intentional thing. She basically was handed a sword and told, okay, destroy an empire. And she's like, well, I don't know if total destruction is something that they necessarily deserve. I mean, sure, they wiped out my entire fluffing kingdom, but not all of them are bad. Certainly not the citizens under the authoritarian rule of the Imperials, who suffer just as much from them as their enemies do. Mary says, I still don't get the mini-skirt. It's an odd choice. Random Thing says, no, you see, it's very practical because there's less clothing to get dirty and it's not like there's a lot of soap on the road. Director says, what if I didn't do a mass murder, actually? Emma says, Final Fantasy you'll ever need. Fan stuff? You have not seen Arrowit Village yet. Arrowit Village is the village of the Viera. The Viera are bunny girls. Plain and simple. If you've played Final Fantasy XIV, you know what the Viera look like. Mary says, yeah, wiping out an entire empire is bad. Welcome, Elisa. Your videos are very immersive. It makes me feel like I'm in another world altogether. I'm a newbie on the F4F stories, but you make it easier to fall in love with this type of stuff. I'm honored that you like them. Thank you so very much for listening, and welcome to the stream. Hello. Hi and welcome. And also, yeah, Final Fantasy XII got me into a lot of flowery writing. So sometimes when I sound like I'm giving an eloquent speech with words that sound like they're from a different time period altogether, you can blame Final Fantasy for that. Ray says she bunny on my girl till I find a fantasy final. Director says I need to go to bed, I'm afraid. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night, Director. Mary says I want to cuddle with a bunny girl and a fox girl. Demon says, Bunny Girls, I think I've seen a little when I'm watching your stream on Discord. Mary says, this is fine mostly, but the voice actor needs to learn how to say... That's just the pronunciation from the game. Everyone pronounces it like that in-game. Your complaint is a little bit silly. Yes, to us in our world, it is Marquis, but in Final Fantasy XII, it is Marquis. People call him the Marquis Ondor. Ray says, yes, my favorite RPG game, Last Dream. It's like Final Fantasy? There's 12 of them? It's not a Final Fantasy at all. Ray says I need to be silly now, darn it. It has been a rough day. Mindfire says that as long as everyone in a continuity pronounces a word the same way, that's the way it's pronounced. It is the when in Rome doctrine. If the characters say Parmesan instead of Parmesan, you say Parmesan, damn it. C says, so in Final Fantasy, the French don't exist? No. Random Thing says, the fantasy is the game series will ever end. Ray says, damn, the fantasy isn't final. False advertising, shaking my head. Call it the never-ending story. Oh, wait. Emma says, no, the French exists. They're elves and they run the church. Now, I suppose you would not reconsider. Spiced Cola says, the fantasy ending was the friends we made along the way. No, really? Demon Mystery says, I have a teapot hitting people over the head with a coffee cup. A human says, then it's the forever fantasy. Maya says, my Final Fantasy is finally deciding what game to start with. Typically, I would like people to start with Final Fantasy X if they're just getting into the series, because it's got the best representation of the combat system. And it gets you into doing turn-based combat. Then I definitely fully recommend that you play Final Fantasy VI, 7, and then go through some of the other ones. I don't really recommend Final Fantasy III for its story, despite the fact that it is, like, it's one of the earlier ones, but I don't particularly care for its story. I think that there are a few things that could have been done better. But then again, that's just me. And me throwing out my critiques to that game is like throwing pancakes at a wall. Welcome, Estrogen Enjoyer Extreme. E. Uwu. 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 Rar. Medi says the title comes from the fact that Final Fantasy was almost the last game Squaresoft made in '87. They were going out of business at the time. Yep. And then Final Fantasy saved them. Emma says, so they're sorta also the Italians, maybe? French fantasy. Random Thing says the only Final Fantasy game I've played is 15. I'm afraid you're out of luck. The boats bring you here. Well, they'll not take you forth. I'm an impatient traveler, ready to turn ship. The ceasefire's getting us nowhere. Consider it your allowance. A lady of no consequence. Final Fantasy III was an odd duck? It wasn't a duck at all, it was a game. Alyssa says, I don't know much about Final Fantasy, so I can't comment that much about it. Uwu? Rar. Emma says, I recommend Final Fantasy XIV. It's like a buffet sampler of all the other ones. Which Final Fantasy III? Well, the one that they released in, like, Japan, the one that is, like, the actual third one that they made instead of what they call 3, which is, in actuality, 6. Gorva says, yeah, Final Fantasy X is the one I've seen the most of because my mom was replaying it a while back and made me do a bunch of stuff, so I've seen quite a bit of it. Ray says, I'll have to add the Final Fantasy series to my playlist at some point. Maybe wishlist on Steam. I definitely do recommend, if you're playing Final Fantasy XII for the first time, to treat the combat system a little bit like it is a single-player MMO. That's kind of how the battle system was constructed. No ducks and no grapes. Also, if you notice, I've got rings on my fingers. Their design is just typically hidden. Alyssa says, has anyone started watching Twisted Wonderland? What is Twisted Wonderland? That is interesting. It's a little odd. Chloe says, I like how we have multiple mainline games that are literal MMOs. Demon says, you do cool. Ray says, ooh, I love the rings. Yeah, here, how about I zoom in on my right hand here a little? The designs are fairly simple, but I think you can see a little bit of a design there. I wish that I could show off the others. Did I just catch you looking? Was that a bunny ring? Honestly, I hadn't really considered the design of it all too much when she was first being made, but now I kind of want to go back over and do some more designs for a potential 3D model that I do. Probably gonna start low poly, though. Bunny ring? Yes, most likely a gift that was, a quote, gift that was given that allows the maid to track me whenever she so feels like it. Ray says, I initially thought it was either a nail or a cow skull. Do you like Toho? I've never played any. And welcome, Yon. Yon konpaku. Ray says bunny ring would be cute. Maya says Toho mention. Ewu. Owo. Owo? Uwu. Uwu. I do wish that there were some little, things that I could do with my hands while on stream, but I can't anymore. Because that's just not how it works. It's a bit of a pity. Gorfus goes, Ivu? Emma goes, Owu. Ray goes, Uvu, Owo, Iwe, Awa, Ibi. Ayu. Ew. 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 Myun Myun says, compared to Final Fantasy, it's just a bunch of short arcade-style games, though. I see. Racist. Excuse me. Bit of a yawn. Demon says, can we get a hug? But of course. Here, have a hug. Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark. Sam Firefly says, touch fluffy tail? But of course. Ray says, I love having Kamojis on this keyboard, though. Demon says, I just a membership on a different channel. Why do I keep getting them? Ray says, oh god, the made me feel my stream was breaking again. I'm sorry. A human says, touch ears, please. Oh, you want to touch my ears? And my tail? Sure, since you asked so politely. That's grand. Ray says, give me boba tea and I'll forgive you. Done. Good girl. Well done. Mindfire says, I cursed the chat with manual breathing and manual blinking, and you lost the game. Maya says the urge to learn how to purr consistently. Chapter 1 final boss. Let's do this. Dear Mystery Kid says, I can do it with ease. With easy. Can you do it with E? Demon says it is now mad. Gorvus replies to Mindfire says, must you? Yeah, I'm a little bit yawny tonight. I try to keep awake. Emma says Markiplier and meme. Oh! E. E, E, E. E, 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 E. Mary says, I want to see more Elden Ring streams from you, Nico. Well, I mean, I could stream Elden Ring for you right now. My PC would get a little bit hot, but I could do it. Sure, why not? Let's do it. It's been a while. I could play the Lady Twig. It has been a while since I've played Elden Ring. Please behave for me. Just some slight technical difficulties off onto the side. There we go. Now I can see chat. Can you hear it okay? Oh, I'm behind chat? Time for me to fix that. Hang on a second. That's not right. I will probably have to get rid of the fox overlay for this. But that's okay. Who needs it when we're enjoying the game anyway? Is this better? Can you see the game? Anyways, this is my character. This is the good Lady Twig. Such as she is right now. Let's see. Let's go across the bridge. We go to the rot-blighted wilds of Caelid. Yeah, she's a little bit of a Despero character. She's a musketeer, essentially. An honorable lady. Yoink. Grave. Oh, stars, I've forgotten how beautiful this game is. Also, doesn't the golden rapier just look fantastic for this character? Alright. Let's take this person out really quickly. Excellent. All messages. That's a trusting sword? Where did you get that? Oh, it's actually the, Noble Zestock. There we are. A stock carried by wandering nobles, made to be easy to wield. Daubed with gold from tip to tail, it should fetch a good sum. And now we plug these keys into this guy's head. We go plundering. We're a plundering. Oh, we're a plundering. We plunder on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And we, And we have guard counters. 'Cause why not? And we're already at a light load, so... we're doing pretty good for ourselves right now. You don't have it? Oh yeah, it only has a 0.5 drop rate. I had to farm for this weapon. It is my goal that with this rapier in hand, we shall take on all that which would see us doomed. Ah, welcome, good lady. Oh, that was not very proper. I shall have to teach you manners. A smoldering church. Mary says, I just don't like using the thrusting swords. Twin blades seem to be my thing. I used to use twin blades. The rapier is kind of something I do for a challenge, and also because it completes the musketeer look. I also really like the hat and the feather that it possesses. That's a no. Hup. I misheard the Claymore from Dark Souls 1. There's a Claymore in this game as well. Still just as powerful, still just as awesome. Gotta keep running, gotta keep running, gotta keep running, gotta keep running. Let's see here. Make ourselves a tiny bit stronger. And we continue to follow the road. Well, these trees are certainly not the healthiest to look upon.
You, please, I can read them. Your fingers, please, your fingers.
My fingers?
You one for festivals or flowers? To the south, a grand festival to make the stars turn. To the east, the heart and bud of a flower to be. But dare you enter into the heart of the scarlet rot?
Ah, moving right along. Moving right along. Very interesting. Also, hi, Ray. Yeah, that was, interesting. No, you didn't hallucinate that. That was definitely odd. Dragon. Because of course there would be a dragon. Do you like festivals or flowers? Personally, of the flowers here, they are certainly of an interesting sight. You missed the map? Oh no, I'm not going for the maps right now. At this point, I go for the stuff I want to go for, and I don't necessarily need the maps. Ugh, fluff and heck. Just gotta keep running. Who saw the high wall and thought, ah, visitors must be welcome? It would be beautiful. Stand and unfold yourself. Oh, that stung a little. What is your favorite scent? I tend to like the scent of cherry blossoms, on occasion. You'll have to try a little better than that, my dear friend. Ooh. Can I parry you? I'm not sure I want to try. Let Sleeping Giants lie and all. keep your wits about and you'll make it. Ow. Now, that wasn't fun at all. Not for you, at least. Hello there, dear fellow. Well, that wasn't very nice at all. Ah, glad to see I've got your attention. Oh my. Sorry there, old chap. Bye, C. Enjoy the rest of your day. Gently roll down here. Let us take rest here. Let us see. We can't level up right now. We'll definitely need some more Ashes of War. I remember when this caused me a lot of trouble. Let's see if it still does. So, definitely still a little bit of a problem. I'm sorry, Mary. Perhaps I'll grab them to put you at ease and for some added security in case I lose my way. Ah. need to have a little bit of a stronger blade, won't I? You have no idea what is happening? It is fair. Perhaps I ought move you to the side just a little so that you can see a little bit more of the screen. Here we are. A little bit off to the side. I hope that's a little bit better. Let's see if I can increase the brightness just a hair. Let's see. We could go to the highway, and we can continue to run around. Welcome, Dylan! Not sure if you can parry the big guy, but I'm liking the build. You got there like a duelist build. Aye, thank you so very much, Dylan. The fox rooms are back. Ignore the dragon that is now behind us. Moving right along. Oh, that was a little bit of excitement, wasn't it? Because of course they would be lobbing stones. Celia, the town of sorcery. In any other tale, this would be a whimsical place full of helpful and friendly people. But this is a Souls game. Gosh, how dragons are depicted in all sorts of ways. Dragons are wonderful creatures wherever they are. Certainly. Honestly, a map is a little bit bad in Langdale simply because it doesn't portray how vertical the place is. And the place is vertical. But still, the art on the maps is very beautiful. And now we hop over this chasm and we are in Dragon Barrow. Dead dragons about too. Suppose that's why they call it a Dragon Barrow. I wonder, can I take on the boss fight in the tower? Would definitely be interested in trying that out. The map has its ups and downs. You're breathtaking. I do say, you should probably stop that. It's not good for your health. Try up and then left. The boss will be under the tower. Yep, I remember where it is. This place is big. Rather chilly out there. Time to go down and see what's what. That is not down, that is up. Down I go. Don't mind me, I'm just following the blood trail. Oy. Nice. Down. Can I survive that fall? Hi. Don't mind me. Bye now. A little goofing, a little gaffing. How long is this ladder? What a thrill. Who's singing? He's still down there. Let's see if we can take him by surprise. All together, girls! Now, while he's distracted. Ah ha 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 ha! I wonder, could I drop down here and have it survive? There's no way in heck I should have lived, but we'll take it. Scream if you love women. Gorva says, anytime someone slides down a ladder in a game, I just think of the guy with the cone head helmet donking on every rung in the ladder. There's a guy here. We have to run past him. Don't mind me. Oh, hello. I'm needing far too much heals. The music is so beautiful, though. The health bar moved. I should go back and prepare. But the health bar moved. It can bleed. It can die. The way that it's dodging me, did I learn it, or did it learn me? The health blood. A diegetic sentient health bar would be horrifying, actually. What, as in the health bar itself is alive? That does sound horrifying. Right, need to take this one with a bit of patience. What? Why didn't it let me dodge? Did I miss the timing? Did I dodge too late? I only got one hit in. It didn't move that much. It's still being blocked by the chat. Oh, stars. Did you? Oh, that roll catch was beautiful. That roll catch was absolutely gorgeous. I can't even fault him. All good, Emma. You're great. Health bar is your sidekick personal companion, healing whenever you heal, dying whenever you die. Oh, like it's in symbiosis with you. He's got the moves. He's schmoovin'. I misread that. He's grooving, he's dropping down and human. Huh. Maybe, but I want to stick with the rapier I've got. Personal preference. Commit to the bit. That she is a musketeer, a duels woman. Within 2 swings, I'm just gone. Toxic Fury XP bar versus Yandere Symbiote health bar. Oh, that actually does sound pretty fun. Feed me. Feed me. Versus, yeah, we need to both get stronger. Really? I got cheap-shotted by the guy behind me? that's just on me. He really hit you through the fog door? Rude. Yep. My problem is I'm being too cowardly. I keep pulling away, and all of his moves are designed to follow me. I really love the swelling chords. Yeah, I really I love this music so much. I don't know why I almost pronounced it like Louvre. Like it should be in the Louvre or something. Maybe. It belongs in a museum. Hi, hi. Another loop pun. It's all good. I'm learning. I'm learning that I can implement impaling thrust to close distance. And that it has some great voice damage. I got cocky. Emma says, Indiana Jones-style character steals idol from ancient temple because it belongs in a museum. Ancient goddess housed in the relic takes issue with them stealing from her native followers? I'm not sure about that. Stealing from old ruins in general should be frowned on, so what if the listener did that and was severely punished? Twirls. Treasure hunter, listener, and ancient goddess speaker. This too is Yuri. Or shown the error of their... That's actually something that's been slightly done already. There was a particular ASM artist who... Or was it an ASM... Or a particular writer who wrote something that was similar to that. What? It swapped onto someone else? Chloe says, okay, silly question, but have you ever played the cave game? Cave Story. I don't think I have. On the rocks, probably. He did. One more attempt, and then I think I will call it there for Elden Ring. But this is fun. Alright, Ruffian. Here to once again make you quiver with fear. Oh, a deal's a deal. It's such a shame. Alright, that was actually incredibly fun. But yeah, I hope that was good, and I hope that everyone has had a wonderful time thus far. Chloe says, Cave Story is genuinely incredible. It's a little freeware indie game from 2004, originally only Japanese, but it's had a few bad official ports and an unofficial very good fan translation. Oh, I'm sorry, Ray. Ooh, and my PC's burning too. Yep, I've got the Salts of Grace. This is always incredibly fun. But anyways, thank you so very much for stopping by, for watching me play. This was absolutely fantastic, and I hope to stream it again tomorrow. Just one more stream for this week, although I do plan for many others. Please, make sure that you stay safe out there, that you get some wonderful food to eat, and did I already tell you to drink water? Some good water to drink as well. And stay safe out there. Surviving really is winning. Take care. Good night.